6:51, time for the morning sprint.
Today's top story, Jim Leonhard preparing to lead the Wisconsin Badger football team for the remainder of their season. Paul Chryst officially out as head coach. Athletic director Chris McIntosh saying it was a hard decision. He met with the team last night to break the news. For now, Leonhard will take over as interim. He's the current defensive coordinator, and he played as a Badger before that. Reaction from players and whether they're happy with the move is up on channel3000.com.
The city of Madison fielding ideas on how to better connect downtown to the Monona Lake shoreline while improving water quality. The first public meeting is tonight. It's set for 6 o'clock. Then next month on the 7th, the initial plans for the lakefront will be announced. The goal is to reshape 1.7 miles of shoreline from Law Park to Olin Park.
President Biden and the First Lady plan to head to Puerto Rico today, then Florida Wednesday to visit areas devastated by Hurricanes Fiona and Ian. Ian leaving millions without power along Florida's Gulf Coast. The number of those killed there is now at more than 80. 100,000 customers are still waiting for the lights to turn back on in Puerto Rico 2 weeks after Fiona hit.
Former Madison radio DJ Jackson Jones will be in court today for sentencing hearings. This is over child pornography charges. Last summer, he pleaded not guilty to the 10 counts. He was arrested at his Mount Horeb home in February of last year. According to the criminal complaint, Jackson told investigators that he uses sites like Tumblr for chats and fantasies.
Obviously, it's been a very emotional week for my family, for my wife, for myself. But very happy to get a win today.
J.J. Watt playing just 3 days after having his heart shocked back into rhythm. Watt says his heart was beating weirdly on Wednesday. That's when he found out he had AFib, an irregular heartbeat. After shocking his heart back into place and then confirming with multiple cardiologists, Watt was given the okay to play. He had 3 tackles and 2 pass deflections in the Cardinals' win over the Carolina Panthers.
And we've been live all morning long here from the World Dairy Expo. Starting in just a few minutes, the cattle show kicks off right here at the Alliant Energy Center. If you're coming this way, expect a few traffic delays on the Beltline near John Nolan Drive. We'll have all of that information up for you on channel3000.com.
Thanks, Shane. Around the Midwest this morning, 3 people are dead after a small airplane crashed into a home in northern Minnesota. 2 people were inside that home. They are okay. Officers say the Cessna 172 crashed in Hermantown near Duluth. Police say they were notified by the control tower at Duluth International that a small plane had left the radar.
The Supreme Court begins a new term with a new justice today. Ketanji Brown Jackson, the court's first black woman. The 4 women currently on the court set the record for the most women on the bench at a single time. The justices are expected to take on cases this term involving affirmative action in college admissions, voting, and the environment.
Activists gathering to celebrate the annual Great Midwest Marijuana Harvest Festival. The festival, sponsored by the Libertarian Party of Dane County, is believed to be the longest-running cannabis rights festival in America, happening every year since 1971. Speakers and musicians were out on Library Mall with other supporters of cannabis. Governor Tony Evers says that if he's reelected, he will legalize marijuana in his 2023 state budget proposal.
Gas prices back up around $4 across Wisconsin, the Midwest, and the country, and they could creep even higher this fall. There's concern this morning the OPEC oil-producing nations are considering cutting output by more than 1 million barrels a day when they meet later this week. Drivers are already dealing with an increase in prices across the U.S. because of maintenance at refineries across the country.
Ukrainian troops took down pro-Russian flags in the town of Lyman, retaking the city. Russia had been using Lyman as a transport and logistics hub and is located in one of 4 regions Russia illegally annexed Friday. Sunday, the heads of 9 NATO members backed a path to membership for Ukraine to join the Western Alliance.
Entertainment giant Disney is blocking its content from Dish Satellite and Sling TV. That means millions of Americans are without Disney, ESPN, FX, and ABC local stations. Disney says despite months of negotiation, Dish and Sling declined to reach a fair market-based agreement. Dish and Sling claim Disney walked away from the negotiating table.
Upper 30s across parts of Michigan and the eastern part of Wisconsin. Meanwhile, 60s farther back towards the west, and along with some upper 50s. This To the west, that's the warmer air that we'll see today and tomorrow. Look for highs around 67 today. We'll make it towards the 70s for your highs tomorrow, but we do all get that sunshine. Later this week, it's all about the temperature drop. Yep, 48 is your high on Friday. Lows will be around freezing.
Big change. Chris Reese, thanks for that first warn. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Enjoy that sun. Another news update in half an hour.